Hey guys, welcome back to World of Warships. Today we're going to be playing the Musashi because this ship is going to be up for auction very soon. And I don't think I've really made many videos on this thing. I've definitely played the Yamato, plenty of these higher tier Japanese battleships. But this one being at tier 9 is a little bit special. It's kind of insane how much this ship retains from the Yamato. The HP pool, the guns. This is a tier 9 still. It's kind of crazy. You still get the same armor, which is potentially a weakness. But a tier 9 Yamato is essentially what this ship is. You're going to be lacking on AA defense. That's been the main weak point here on the Musashi. Very extreme back in the days of RTS carriers. Although nowadays, basically all AA is meaningless, so it's not as much of a weakness as before. Your airstrikes are only 5 kilometers, so much like a lot of these ships that were taken out of the game for being too popular, too powerful, these kinds of things, at least removed from sale for most of the time. Yeah, the airstrikes are pretty weak. Massachusetts, Georgia, Ohio still in the game, but yeah, very low range ASWs. This makes it pretty difficult to deal with those submarines. So you're going to be playing at the back of the map, probably how this ship is going to be played anyway, especially given the armor. You do have a lot of HP, but if you've ever heard of people talking about the cheek when it comes to the Yamato, this is what they're referring to, this kind of weirdly angled front citadel. It's actually in the back as well, as you can see there. But it really comes down to if you're trying to shoot all of your guns, or even getting close to shooting all 3 of your turrets, well, this is a very flat section of your armor that you're exposing here. And since it's only like 32 millimeters here, and the angle's not good enough for this to be auto-bouncing anything, yeah, battleships and even some of these heavier cruisers are just going to punch right through that at closer ranges and do massive, massive damage to you. So bow in is pretty good at close range if you have to be there. But that's kind of the only weaknesses this ship really has outside of the dispersion. This ship doesn't get the legendary upgrade that the Yamato will get, so a little worse dispersion there if you do plan to go that route on your Yamato. And the Sigma is worse as well, so the tendency of the shells to go to the center of that dispersion is reduced. So you're not going to get the best salvos. It's going to feel different than the Yamato, as I'm sure you're going to see coming up here. But other than that, it's a Yamato at tier 9, which is a little bit insane. You can probably understand why this ship was removed from sale so long ago. At this point, while I'm recording this, I'm actually not sure what the Musashi is going to be auctioned off for, what sort of resource you'll need to spend for it. I imagine it's going to be pretty expensive, whatever resource they do end up putting it up for, since I think a lot of people do want this ship. I'm not personally as big a fan simply because of dispersion, as you know. I'd rather just take the hit to matchmaker, going up 1 tier, and then getting that better dispersion out of the Yamato. But this is a premium. You're not the Missouri level of credit income, at least old Missouri, but you still are a tier 9 premium, and that's definitely going to get you that increased credit income, which is very nice to have, especially as tier 10 and especially super ships these days are incredibly expensive to run. As for the build I like to run on the Musashi, pretty standard battleship build here. There's nothing really all that interesting. This is a very vanilla playstyle for a battleship here, so definitely going reload here. Not really much use in going anything else. Taking propulsion mod, because again, 2 out of the 3, like I always say. So we're taking the flag, and then on the commander, we will be taking basic survivability. That gets us a little maneuverability. That is quite nice to have. Grease the gears, basically a must on this ship. 180-degree turn time, still over a minute on this one. I don't think that this ship actually got the buff Yamato did. Yeah, if we look over here on the Yamato, it's 57.5 second turret traverse. Very interesting. And this is also using a commander that doesn't have the improved skill here. So definitely a weak point there on Musashi. I didn't even consider that actually when Yamato got this buff, that Musashi might not get that. But honestly, regardless of the ship you're playing, it is an incredibly long time you have to wait for those turrets to turn. So not very flexible. You do have to be planning ahead where you're going to be firing your guns. Much like the old legendary upgrade on Shimakaze, making those torpedo tubes turn so slowly that it was almost not worth taking for the reload buff, since it would take so long for the turrets to turn. Yeah, if you get used to it, you'll do fine, but it does take some time to get used to. The rest of the build, though, very, very standard for battleships. But that's about it for the Musashi import here. It's a tier 9 Yamato with a few slight nerfs. Now let's go see what it can do in a few games. So, first game, we're seeing the unfortunate side of tier 9 matchmaker these days. You do find yourself into super ship games, and unfortunately, people don't all know about not sitting in queue for 5 minutes, and you're gonna get small games, and that's pretty sad. Wargaming should really just not allow super ships to cause these small matches, specifically. It's pretty annoying when this does happen, but we'll try and make the most of it. If you didn't know, though, the random battle queue does have a 5-minute or so limit on the timer, so if you're sitting in queue until 5 minutes, it's pretty much going to force a game through for you, and you get these small matches because of that, and it happens a lot at super ships tier these days. Unfortunate side for Musashi at tier 9, not only because of these small matches, but super ships are pretty tough, so although Musashi is basically a tier 10 at tier 9, so maybe it's not quite as bad for this ship. But we'll try and make the most out of this game. We're going to just charge in and see what we can do. Maybe get it over with quickly. Okay, pushed up a little bit. Found ourselves a DD. Now, what is Dispersion going to give us here? Is he grounding? He is. The aiming system is very weird against grounded ships, so I'm just going to wait for him to get off the island and then take a shot. Hey, we hit 4 and we permaned one of his turrets. That is kind of insane. I'm not going to go too crazy here. I do think pushing out against an Ohio is probably not the best idea here. But what I will do is pop a spotter. Oh, that we want to see. Pop a heal here. That is just fine. Look at this turret traverse, though. Do we not even get time to hit him? Look at it, it's so slow. Come on. Don't go dark. Yes, we got it off. I don't know if it gets over, though. All right. 2 overpens and a ricochet. Big guns, but we did not do big damage. Unfortunate. We're going to probably eat a ton of torps here from the Unicum, so we're going to have to angle to that at the moment. And we'll wait and see what comes around this corner here. There they are. Propulsion mod, probably allowing us to dodge most of this. Yeah, and it is. That's pretty cool.
The ship is on fire.
Another fire. Honestly, I'm not too worried about that. In fact, I could probably just rep that. Not a big deal. Bit of a weird game, though, for sure. Oh, that is a dead Unicum. Let's go. Oh, there's Super DC. He's going to turn in. We'll try there. Maybe. Oh, he's turning broadside. Come on. No, the damage. Where's the damage? Ooh, I think our Minotaur dies then. Yep. VM, he got his salvo in. We weren't quite able to. Oh, there's a gearing here. Hello. Do I get that in time? Well, we're shooting a lot of DDs in this one, guys. Only 2 there! Only 2. That feels bad. Good thing this Annapolis only knows how to use HE, because the AP would be so painful right now. It'd be brutal. Alright, Seattle. He's going to send it in. Our team's getting bold. This is the point where we overpush and everything falls apart for our team, right? That's what I'm used to seeing, at least. So, Annapolis, do we find you? We do. I'm gonna wait a bit. Maybe I shouldn't have waited. Wasn't expecting my fighter to get knocked out that quickly. There you are. Alright, that's fine. We'll wait. We'll wait for one of them to go broadside.
The ship is on fire.
I don't mind. That's a lot of damage. There we go. Come on. Well, you know, it's fine. Going broadside to a battleship at 3 kilometers is apparently not a mistake in World of Warships. That's what it's all about here, guys. Me showing you guys how you gotta learn how to play the game, right? You gotta know the limits of the video game. And that is not a mistake. Just so we're all clear here. But sitting angled at the back, is that a mistake? Might be. Does Smolensk get his torps off? Yeah, overmatch. It's so frustrating. It's more frustrating for the cruiser player too, I think. Because you get these scenarios where you go broadside and you take nothing. And then when you're angled trying to play well, you just take bigger hits. Kind of odd. I know Brindisi has torps, but that's okay. Hey, there it is. Musashi coming through. Finally, we got some citadels. Oh boy, it took forever. But you can tell that the dispersion is much, much worse the vast majority of time than the Yamato. I haven't played this thing in a while, so I wasn't sure exactly how bad it would be. And oh boy, it is rough. Especially considering the close ranges we were really fighting at here. A lot of times it gets to be much longer ranges. There we go. Well, it took longer than I thought. Usually those shorter matches, or smaller games, result in a lot shorter matches. Musashi, though, it is a little inconsistent, but it has to be, because you basically are just bringing a Yamato down into tier 9, which is gonna be really strong, because you have like, well, the tier 10 health pool alone is ridiculous compared to tier 9 battleships for sure. So getting into game number 2 here, we do find ourselves more super ship game, but we do at least find ourselves in a full match. No carrier sub to deal with this video. The matchmaker's been being kind of nice to us in that circumstance. It helps us out a ton. Although you can see tier 7s in this thing, and it's a bit of a bloodbath when you do find that. But if you are going to get this ship, you're going to have to learn something that you'll see me do in a lot of videos with a lot of ships, but it's not as necessary on most of them. But it's learning to pre-turn your turrets. So here, for example, let's say I'm pushing here and I want to turn away to start getting angled. Well, you're going to want to start doing something like that, and then you hold right click to do a free look, so you can still, you know, look at your surroundings, and then you would just release right click to get back to the normal camera. Pre-turning your turrets is extremely important when you're finding yourself in a ship with such low turret traverse. Let's see, did I lead that enough? No, not quite. I was expecting a bit of a slowdown turnout, I think. That's all right, though. We'll keep pushing a little bit here. We do want to find what's on the other side. Musashi out here, okay. Trying to get crossfires, though. You know, with our DD being over here, more than likely, that's where we're going to have most of our focus as a Team B. Oh, this turret traverse. It is so much worse. It's shocking, actually. The Yamato buff, man, is pretty significant. Wait. Okay, I might be dumb. You guys might have already pointed this all out, and that actually looks like a decent salvo. You guys might have already pointed this out in the comments below, but was I running ledge mod on my Yamato, and that's why the turret traverse looked better? Because that one doesn't... Does that one deal with turret traverse? I don't remember. I'm gonna have to look after this game. I don't want to mislead you guys. I do apologize if I got that one very wrong. Fire, yeah, don't really care about that too much. We've got so much HP here for a tier 9. Just looking for cross shots right now. That's of course going to be one of the massive strengths that we have. Oh, hello. Torps, sure. Oh, please come forward a little bit, St. Louis. We'll have a perfect angle for him. Okay, we have a kiting Musashi here to deal with, and then the rest of the enemy team is kind of concentrated in this little corner of the map, so we'll try and use some of this overmatch power against our counterpart here. 32 mil overmatch is extremely powerful, and against even, you know, Yamatos, it is very, very good into it, as you can see here. So much 32 mil armor battleships at these tiers that you're going to do massive damage, really no matter the angle. You do need to learn where to aim. You do want to aim up a little bit, not hitting the belt, aiming upper belt. When they're kiting away like this, you might actually want to hit a little further back on the ship, because that is just all 32 millimeters. So that's kind of where I'm aiming right now. You can kind of see the shells. It landed a little farther forward than I wanted to. But you can tell the Overmatch is a little insane with how much we're doing there. The reason we're going after the Musashi here, by the way, is because I think we can kill him. And that just allows us to get a massive crossfire here on the rest of his team. Yeah, we're getting very, very good RNG here. So this is pretty fortunate for us. I wish my turrets were on the other side, to be honest with you, but it would take too long to really turn them. Ooh, look at that. But yeah, like, it'd be really nice to just go like that, but it's gonna take forever, and I really want all of my guns focused on this guy. 11,000 HP, eh? He's probably gonna go dark. Unless he's not a full conceal build, which he is. Okay. That's fine. We can kind of just keep running towards him and then use our good... Get spotted again? Okay. I was going to say we could just run towards him and then use our range to fire at his teammates, but... $11,000 damage we should be able to do. 10,000 should be able to do. Hit the back here? No, so close. He's gonna get his heal though. Yep.
Our team has taken the lead.
Ooh, look at those bounces. Vermont at very long range. Gonna turn away, so we'll aim a little higher. Oh, that is not great dispersion. Yeah, looks like our team is pretty in control of this one. Oof, yeah. Pretty rough dispersion. That's okay. Get another salvo in. You kind of are just sacrificing the consistency to gain... Wow, you're sacrificing a lot of consistency to gain now the health pool at Overmatch. What it comes down to here. Oh my goodness. Okay, game. Really? Are we even locked on? I'm gonna break my keyboard at this rate. Wargaming, you're gonna owe me a new keyboard. At least a space bar, because that's what I've rebound my lock-on key to, if you're wondering, guys. That's how I'm spamming it so quickly. Shatters, all right, fair enough. We hit his turret. That happens. Man, it was going so well, too. I knew that had to come to an end eventually. All right, that's fine. We're getting there. He's very slow, so we'll aim there. Ooh, that is accurate. That's gonna hurt. Yep. Am I fighting a Yamato?
Our team has taken the lead.
What does his Musashi have that mine doesn't? I wonder. There we go. Finally.
Enemy battleship found.
Finally. Is that Vermont still shooting? Is that who was shooting at me at these ranges? We got guys pushing in the middle at him. That's crazy. Okay, well, there we go. We did a thing. Oh, that's funny. Here's another issue. Turning and trying to shoot your guns. Yeah, the turrets actually don't keep up with a full turn. Yeah, definite weak points here. Vermont's got some very good acceleration, so we do need to keep that in mind. Still possible I underlet him. But actually, I'm going to turn my guns... I should have done it a while ago, honestly, but I'm going to turn my guns to the right side now. You're going to see just how long it takes for this guy to get back in the fight. But I need to be going back towards where the caps are. We should win this pretty handily as a team, but things like this you do just need to be thinking about. Especially if you haven't played Battleship before, but even if you have, you know, and you're playing some Battleships with much better turret traverse, then it can be a little interesting to figure out how to play these things. A little far back on that one. Yep. Not amazing. Could have been better. But we do want to help here. Try and keep our Proysan alive a little longer. Although that Pomeran's on at least a double fire. Just have to be careful not to show too much broadside here to the Vermont. There we go. Oh. Okay, 2,000 damage. I think you can see why I don't play this ship all that much, and I'd much rather just play my Yamato.
Our team has taken the lead.
Yes. Alright. Time to fight a Vermont, which is a somewhat terrifying prospect. Okay. So yeah, we're gonna have to be very careful of this whole cheek idea against this Vermont here. Because he can one-shot us pretty quickly. That one's got some decent accuracy, I'd say. I guess the thunderstorm here is making our accuracy a little worse, right? So, something to consider. I just start angling in. Because as soon as you're able to get all your guns off, you are vulnerable. Ideally, I mean, if you're not sure, you really should just be going full bow in. Even at this angle. You know, I can definitely take a bunch of citadels. But we'll continue trying to grab ourselves the most damage we can. And angle in now. 11k only. But yeah, this is kind of what you have to do at these closer ranges if you're going to want to, you know, not take some crazy massive hits from these battleships. Overmatch gonna help us out? No? Okay.
Our victory is
I don't know what's happening. How am I not able to even do damage to Vermont at 5 kilometers? Oh, man. But you'll get farmed out by HE pretty quickly if you're going to be doing plays like this. Aiming for the bow, because that's what we overmatch. 8k, I guess. That'll be fine. Yeah. I prefer ships with better accuracy, guys. I feel like I've said that a couple times before. I'm sorry if you're tired of hearing that, but I do find it a little annoying. There we go. That's a little better. But do you find it annoying waiting 30 seconds or so for a shotgun, essentially? Musashi doesn't have the biggest superstructure either. That's kind of a nice thing about it. But the fires will do percentage-based damage, right? That's something to consider. There we go, 10,000 damage. Not too bad. So each fire does percentage-based damage, so it really doesn't matter that you have a huge health pool against, well, fires. Shouldn't have said anything, huh? Like they're listening in. Yeah, our team's got this.
problem solved, sir.
How are those overbends? That is wild. Oh, the instantaneous one. See, that's what you're worried about. When you use your damage control and then you have that immunity period, and then it goes away, and then that first HE shell hits you. Oh, the armor, though. Look at that. Pretty spicy. Hey, look at that. We managed to live. Wait, how is that 15k? Look at the dispersion we have there. That's insane. I don't get it. I don't understand. I don't understand it. I don't understand it. Why are they so inconsistent? And then it's 163k out of that one, apparently. So yeah, if you look at the end result of this one, you'll think it's a pretty strong one, but not for me, man. Not for me. But hey, it's going to be in the auction. If this is what you're looking for out of a tier 9, it is really strong for a tier 9, especially finding yourself in tier 7s. It's really not fair. But if any sort of inconsistency kind of frustrates you like it does me, maybe this one won't be the most enjoyable thing to play. So keep that in mind. But I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.